Hi Dinesh, how are you?
Good. Nice to have you here.
Sorry, I was on, what did you say? I was on a mute.
Oh, I said it's good to have you here with us.
Oh yeah, no problem. I think Nita is and I think Shatish is also connecting, I guess. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, and I see Nita's coming on. So
Yeah, right.
okay, cool. Let me just make sure if I stand back there, you can all
Yeah,
see me.
sure.
1 second. I'm not sure if you can see my arms. Right, I'm gonna back up just a little. And you still can't see me. Sorry, I adjusted, like, I didn't used to have a piece of furniture here, and now I have a piece of furniture here that I can't move. That's why my screen is like a little different than the other day. Okay, I think you guys get the idea of what I'm doing now. We'll go ahead and start then in our easy seat, Sukhasana. And I'll just remind everybody before we get started, we did change Express Yoga. So sorry if this is a repeat message for you, but Express Yoga will be held Monday and Thursday from 11:15 to 11:45 in the morning. I put that information in the chat. I was told that the link that gets you to the meeting is in your calendar. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, put it in the chat and I'll try and answer at the end of class. And I hope you can make it tomorrow for Express Yoga. It's the same as this, it's just condensed, it's 30 minutes. You'll still get guided relaxation. Meditation is just the guided relaxation is shortened to 5 minutes, and we do a lot less meditations. Okay, so we'll start. Close your eyes, sit tall, relax your shoulders, and press the hands on the knees, palms turned down. We'll become aware of the breath, placing one hand on the chest, let the other hand rest on the abdomen. Begin to notice how the breath causes the chest to rise and fall. With the inhalation, the chest lifts, and with the exhalation, the chest falls. You can feel the belly inflate and deflate beneath your hand along with the breath. The inhalation creates the inflation of the belly, the exhalation, the deflation of the belly. Lower your hands to the knees so the palms are turned down. Inhale and use the exhalation out through the nostrils to open the eyes. Hinge forward from the hips. Walk your hands up. Let your head hang. Inhale as you lift your head and chest. Walk the hands in, sitting tall. We're going to start with our right arm, lateral flexion. Reach your right arm overhead. Turn your chest upward as you look up to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, let's twist to the right. Left hand outside of the right knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist from the waist. And we'll push away with the back hand, coming to center. Left arm reaches overhead, gaze is upward to the ceiling. Inhale, center. Exhale as you turn to the left. Right hand outside of your left knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twisting from the waist. Pushing away with the back hand, you can come back to your center and then bring the other leg in front. Going to a chest opener next. Place the fingertips on the ground behind you. Make sure your fingertips are turned away from your hips. Roll the shoulders back. You can palm the floor if it's comfortable, or you can stay on the fingertips. And I invite you to close your eyes just to focus on the breath. You're going to control the breath now using Ujjayi breath. With the Ujjayi breath, you breathe slowly and deeply in and out through the nose, using long inhalations through the nose with even longer exhalations out through the nostrils. Complete your next exhalation, then opening the eyes, extend your arms out to the sides. Right hand will go up first and left arm stretches overhead. Turn your head looking upward towards the ceiling. Push off the bottom hand, come to center. Left hand slides out, right arm reaches overhead. Looking upward to the right, continue to turn your chest open to the ceiling. Right sit bone still glued to the floor. Pushing away with the bottom hand back to center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands in front of heart center. And we'll just keep going. Use your own breath to set the pace. Inhale up, exhale down. And really notice how the inhalation creates the lift of the arms, and the exhalation is what brings the hands all the way back down. You're still using your Ujjayi breath. Squeezing the air down the windpipe to create that hissing or sighing sound. This is your last time around. When the exhale is finished and you find your hands in front of your heart center, release them to the knees so your palms are turned down. Inhale, exhale, opening the eyes again if they're still closed. Walk the hands up and let the head hang or rest the forehead on the floor. So right now you're stretching out your lower back. Use your inhalation to lift the head and chest again and walk the hands in. Sitting tall, we'll come to all fours. We're going to do our spinal balance next. So for all fours, the wrists are under the shoulders, knees hip width apart. Starting with the right leg, reach back through the right leg and push into the ball of the right foot. Inhale, right heel in line with the hip. You can stay here or extend the left arm out in front. For those of you who'd like to go deeper today, I invite you to bend your right knee and hold onto the ankle with the left hand. Remember to continue using the Ujjayi breath. One more breath, and with the exhalation, return your hand and knee onto the floor. We're going to go to the left side next. Reach back through the left leg, push into the ball of the foot first, and then inhale, heel in line with the hip, right arm out in front. Same option, bending the left knee, holding onto the left ankle with the right hand. And we're going to exhale as we return our hand, knee to the mat, and then drop the feet onto the sit bones, resting here in Balasana, or child's pose. If you do choose to modify the child's pose today, you can stack one fist on top of the other to rest the forehead on. Inhale as you lift your head and chest. Come to all fours again. Separate the knees hip width apart once again. And we'll go to cat-cows. Inhale, lift the chest. Point the tailbone to the ceiling and push your belly button to the floor, really exaggerating the posture. Exhale, curl the tailbone under, bring the navel up to the spine, round down one vertebrae at a time, chin to chest. And just go at your own pace. Again, letting the breath initiate and end each movement. So still using your Ujjayi breath, a controlled breath. The breath acts as a point of focus. It keeps the heat in the body. Okay, we're going to do one more cat-cow. Take your time. No need to rush it. When the exhalation is finished, then bring your spine back to neutral and return to a child's pose, also known as Balasana. Make sure the sit bones are dropped onto the heels and arms either out in front, forehead on the floor, or forehead resting on the fist. Use your inhalation as you lift your head and chest. Coming to all fours, separate your knees hip width apart again. Downward facing dog is next. Curl the toes under, lift the hips, bring the weight to the heels. Look back at your toes. Press the chest to the knees. One more breath, then bend the knees, look in between the thumbs. Walk or step your feet forward. Let's bend our knees as we inhale the arms up. Lift the chest and exhale, reaching back. This is upward salute or Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, center. Exhale, stand knees with the palms on the mat. Step to a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Continue to use the Ujjayi breath. Push the chest towards the knees. Check that your feet are separated hip width apart. Bend the knees, look in between the thumbs. Walk or step the feet forward in standing forward bend. And we'll come up by bending the knees. Inhaling arms overhead. Lift the chest and exhale for Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, center. Exhale, standing forward bend, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthening the spine, looking out in front. We'll exhale and fold in half. With the knees bent, bring the palms onto the ground. Return to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And we're going to exhale to downward facing dog. Okay, I'm going to have us go into a warrior one from here. So not a runner's lunge, but a warrior one. That means you're going to turn your left heel towards the arch of your right foot. Step or place your right foot in between the thumbs. Make sure your right ankle is beneath the right knee. Notice that my back left foot is completely on the floor. There's a slight turn in there, or turn out, depending on your way of looking at it. And then we'll reach our arms overhead with the palms together. Warrior one. Chest is lifted. Hips square to the short edge of the mat in front. And we're going to exhale, coming to plank. Next exhalation, lower yourself to chaturanga. Squeeze the upper arms to the sides of the torso. Inhale, lift the heart and chest as you look upward. And we're going to exhale to a downward facing dog. Warrior one, left side. So this time the right heel turns in towards the arch of the left foot. And we're going to step or place the left foot in between the hands. Get your balance. Then when you're ready, reach the arms overhead. Press into the back right foot, especially the outside edge of the back right foot. Continue to turn the right hip towards the left knee. Exhale. Let's fold forward, palms on the ground as you step to a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale for Urdhva Mukha Savasana, upward facing dog. And exhale to your downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look in between the thumbs, walk or step the feet in between each hand. And protecting the lower back, bend the knees, inhale, arms up, palms together, lift the chest. Exhaling to upward salute, Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, center. Last sun salutation here. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale for Ardha Uttanasana. Look out in front. Exhale, fold in half. Bending the knees. We've got our palms on the ground as we step back into a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Push into the tops of your feet. And then bend the elbows, lower the chest, pressing away from the ground. Curl the toes under. Lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Bend Bend the knees, look in between the thumbs. Walk or step your feet forward. Bend both knees here and inhale as you take the arms up. Lift the chest. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands in front of heart center. Let's release our arms and turn our palms outward. This is mountain pose or Tadasana. Okay, we'll press our hands together now, Jolly Mudra in front of heart center again, standing at a very short edge of the mat in front. Toes, ankles touching, squeeze the inner thighs together. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend the knees, drop the seat. Exhale, drop your seat. And this time we're going to go to Warrior Two. Keep your right foot in front. I'm going to mirror you here. So right foot stays in front as you step back onto the left foot. Reach your arms out. Turn your head. Look out over the middle finger of the right hand. Pull this right thigh out to the right side. You want to get the right knee in line with the second toe of the right foot. And we'll go to Utthita Parsvakonasana, which is extended side angle. Your right forearm is going to rest lightly on the front right thigh. The left arm is out, reaching all the way through the fingertips of the left arm. Try and keep the left upper arm alongside the ear. Gaze is upward to the left. And then we'll come back to center. Release the arm, straighten up front leg. And giant step to mountain pose or Tadasana. Inhale, arms up, lift the chest. And exhale for Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute. Inhale, center. Let's exhale as we lower ourselves into our chair pose, Utkatasana. Pulling the navel in and up with a slight tuck to the tailbone. Exhale, drop the seat. Warrior Two or Virabhadrasana 2. Your left foot's in front as you step back onto your right foot. Reach the arms out. Shoulders are stacked on top of the hips for right now. So we don't lean forward yet. We're still stacked right over those hips. Torso's vertical. Pull your left thigh out to the left side. And then moving to Utthita Parsvakonasana. That means your left forearm is resting lightly on this front thigh, and your right arm is reaching out. Push into your back right foot. Back to Warrior Two. Release the arm, straighten the front leg. Step forward to mountain pose or Tadasana. Inhale, arms up, lift the chest. Exhale as you go to upward salute. Inhale, center. Exhale, chair. Exhale, drop the seat. Let's do triangle pose, Trikonasana with the right foot in front, step back onto the left, straighten the right leg. Imagine a wall behind your back. You want to keep your shoulder blades and hips pressed evenly into that imaginary wall behind you. Press your left hip over. Right side of the body will travel in line with the right knee. Look up at the raised thumb. And if you want, you can bind your left arm behind the back with the left hand reaching for the right inner thigh. We're going to transition to Parsvakonasana. So that means you're going to turn your hips down to the floor. This is also known as intense side stretch. I've got a wide base, so I'm going to shorten a little bit by bending my my right front knee and stepping my back left foot forward. If you have a block, use it here, or if not, you can hold on to the leg. Otherwise, ankle or fingertips or palms on the floor is good too. And this This particular pose is Parshvanottanasana, or intense side stretch. You're going to feel it in the back of your leg. So for some of you, you might feel it just in your calf. For others, you might feel it in your hamstring. And some people might feel it in the entire back of their right leg. Bend the front knee, step the back foot forward. Let's bend both knees here. Inhale, arms up, lift the chest, exhale for Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, center, exhale back to chair pose or Utkatasana. Exhale as you lower your seat. We'll do triangle pose Trikonasana on the left side. So your left foot's in front, step back to the right. You can have about one leg's distance in between the feet. Reach the arms out. Imagine yourself pressed in between two panes of glass. Press the right hip over, left side of the body, in line with the left knee. Option to bind the right arm behind the back. This time the right hand would hold onto the left inner thigh. Transitioning to intense side stretch. Turn the hips down to the floor. Notice how I'm going to turn my back right foot in. And I'm just going to shorten my base. It's based on your own range of motion, but the shorter the base, the more accessible the posture is. Look out beyond the toes of the front left foot. And continue to use your Ujjayi breath. Coming out of the pose, bend the front left knee as you step the back foot forward. Bend both knees, inhale, arms up, lift the chest, exhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, center, exhale, hands in front of heart center. Release your arms, turn your palms outward. This is another mountain pose, Tadasana. It's good for opening the chest. Make sure your shoulders are still relaxed. And close your eyes with me. Press the hands together in front of heart center. We're getting ready to go to tree pose, also known as Vriksasana. Find a comfortable standing position. Lengthen the spine. Relax your shoulders. Lift up your toes, spread your toes wide into the mat. Press the four corners of the foot to the floor, both sides of the ball of the foot, both sides of the heel of the foot rooted into the ground, lifting the inner arch of the foot. Inhale, exhale as you open your eyes and look at a non-moving object. Begin with your right foot. It can either rest on the ankle, side of calf, or inner thigh. Turn your right heel forward, turn the right knee out to the right side. Option to reach the arms overhead. If you want to sway your tree today, separate your hand shoulder width and begin to tilt towards your right knee. And Dr. Center, I came out of my pose, I'm sorry about that. But we're going to go to the other side. So standing tall again with the palms together in front of Anjali Mudra. I want you to lengthen the spine again and relax the shoulders. Pick up your toes, spread the toes wide into the floor. Inhale, exhale, open the eyes, looking at something that won't move. Obviously, that's not me because I just fell out of it. We're going to hold or place our foot on the ankle, side of calf, or inner thigh. So it's your left foot that you're using now. I'm still mirroring you here. Option to reach the arms overhead, and option to tilt towards your left. This is called swaying the tree. It adds lateral flexion. And we didn't hold the other side so long, so I'm not going to have us do it that long on this side either. We'll lower our hands in front of heart center. Your knee goes to the midline as you return to Tadasana. Good. So we're going to move on to another balancing pose. This one is half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. If you use a block for it, go ahead and get it. If you want to practice with the wall, that means your back is up against the wall, so you can press your shoulder blades and hips into the wall. We're going to separate our legs one leg's distance apart. Turn your feet to the right. Right foot turned out 90 degrees, back left foot turned in. Your block will go, if you're using it, you don't have to use it, but if you want to raise the floor to use the block goes in front of the right foot and slightly to the side of the right. So bend your right knee. Bring your right hand to the block or the ground and pick your left leg up. If the wall is behind you, use it to support you by pushing your entire back into the wall. Right heel in line with the hip. Excuse me, I mean your left heel is in line with the hip. And to come out of the pose, you can release the raised arm, bend the right knee, drop the left foot, and take your block with you to the left. Left foot turned up 90 degrees, back right foot turned in. The block, if you're using it, goes to the outside of the left foot and slightly ahead. Okay, so you've still got the wall behind you. If you're using that as a prop, you don't have to. We're going to bend our left knee, left hand onto the block or the ground, right leg up with the right arm extended in the air. Your right hand is stacked over your right shoulder. So right hand in line with the right shoulder. And we're going to slowly release the posture by lowering our raised arm, bending the left knee, dropping the right foot, and standing back up. Turn the toes to face the widest edge of the mat. If you want, you can widen your base or keep it where it is. We're going to do a standing wide angle forward bend, also known as Prasrita Padottanasana. Hands are on the hips. Roll your shoulders back for that opening through the chest. Exhale. Hinge forward from the hips. Let your hands come down the fronts of the legs. You can use a block or bring your fingertips or palms to the ground. Make sure the top of your head is turned to the mat. Look in between the legs. Continue to use your Ujjayi breath. And notice what's happening with your feet here. You don't want to pronate where you roll the ankles in or supinate where you roll or the weight of the foot out to the very side edges. Try and keep that balance. The four corners of the foot rooted into the floor. Coming out of the pose, bend your knees. Roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. When you're vertical, you can take your arms up, palms touch, lift the chest. Exhale, reaching back, chin lifted to gaze at your thumbs. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands in front of your heart center, and release the arms. We're going to do our goddess pose next. That means you're going to turn your toes to the corner edges of the mat. Bend the knees as you drop the feet. I'm starting with my hands on my hips. If you want, you can add the arms with the elbows in line with the shoulders. And exhale as you drop your feet. Thighs are parallel with the floor. Or that's where we're headed. They might not be there today. Mine aren't completely parallel. But we're going to use our next exhalation to drop the feet. Don't let your hips break parallel with the knees, though. Let's stand tall. Heel toe the feet together. And come back to mountain pose. Your palms are turned outwards and your shoulders are relaxed. Step forward to the front edge of the mat or the short edge of the mat with the hands on the hips. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale. Fold forward. Inhale. Lengthen spine looking out in front. Exhale. Fold in half. Bend the knees. Your palms are on the ground as you step to a plank. Modify the plank. Knees, tops of the feet on the floor. go into child's pose, Balasana. Drop the sit bones to the heels. Inhale, lift the head, lift the chest. Come to all fours. So we're going to go to plank from here. Curl the toes under. Bring the shoulders forward over the wrists. And then turn the elbows to the hips. Lower the chest, bend the belly. Take your arms under or elbows under the shoulders. This is known as Sphinx pose or Ardha Bhujangasana. Chest is lifted. Drishti, your gaze is upward. Remember, if this causes pain in the back, please come out of the posture. If you do want to move deeper into the pose, go into Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. Press through the palms, lengthening the arms. Try not to compress the lower vertebrae. And exhale, elbows back on the ground. Transition to crocodile pose, Makrasana. Elbows out to the sides. One hand stacked on top of the other to rest the forehead on. And then you're going to separate the legs to form a letter B with the ankles resting on the floor. Inhale, lift your head, lift the chest, take the legs together and bring the arms alongside the torso. Turn your cheek to one side, stretching out one side of the neck. Turn your cheek to the opposite side. Come up onto your chin. We're going to interlace our fingers and pull the hands down, making the arms long. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest, roll your shoulders back. This posture is called Sarpasana or snake pose. The option is to either continue looking straight ahead or turn your head to the right, looking towards your right shoulder. If you turned your head to the right, revolve the head to the left, looking towards your left shoulder. And then we'll bring our head to center, release the hands, lower chest, chin, and then turn your head to the side so you're resting on your cheek again. Turn your head to the opposite side. Up onto the chin. So we're going to do half bow pose next. You're going to start with your right leg. You're going to bend the right knee and hold on to the right foot with the right hand. If it's not comfortable to hold on to the foot, use a strap to hold on to the foot. And then left arm goes out in front. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest. Press the right foot into the hand. And this is just a half bow pose. Ardha Dhanurasana. Exhale, return the arm and leg to the ground. And we'll go to the left side. So bend the left knee. Hold on to the left foot with the left hand. If you're using the strap, go ahead and do that. Right arm out in front. Inhale, lift the chest, pushing the left foot into the left hand. Be aware of the breath and control the breath. Breathing slowly, deeply, using the strategy breath and exhale. Put an arm on the floor and we'll turn our cheek to one side. Turn your cheek to the opposite side. Coming back to the chin, place the palms under the shoulders, push through the floor, come to all fours, and drop back into child pose or balasana. Sit bones on the heels. Inhale, lift the chest, and come to all fours. We're gonna drop one hip onto the mat. Bring our feet around to face the short edge of the mat, coming into Dandasana, our staff pose. Moving to seated forward bend next, our Paschimottanasana. Feel free to use a strap. Inhale, arms up, stretch your fingertips to the ceiling, keeping the length in the spine. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Either hold onto the legs, the ankles, or place a strap around the ball of the feet, or hold onto the backs of the feet. Keep using the Ujjayi breath. Inhale. We're going to come to center again, so you're back in Dandasana, your staff pose. Look at your belly button. Slide the fingers towards the knees. Roll to the elbows, the shoulder blades, and then let the head rest on the floor. Relax your shoulders to the floor, long neck. Walk the heels to the sit bones, one at a time. Lower the small of the back onto the floor. Press the bottoms of the feet together. Let your knees turn out to opposite sides. Slide the arms away from the sides of the torso and turn your palms up to the ceiling. This is our reclining bound angle pose, also known as Supta Baddha Konasana. It's a restorative pose, and that just means we don't need to control our breath. We're not using our Ujjayi breath right now. Just let your breath flow naturally without any conscious effort of control. And then we'll gently open the eyes, bring the knees together with the arms alongside the torso. Slide one leg down the mat, then the other. Roll your legs in and out from the hips and let them rest. Walk the heels to the sit bones with both feet back flat on the floor. We're going to do bridge pose, Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. So feet flat on the floor. Lower the small of the back to the floor. Make sure the palms are turned down to the ground. And before you go into bridge pose, double check that your feet are separated hip width apart and your knees are in line with the hips. Don't let your knees drop out or cave inward. Keep them right in line with the hips. On the inhalation, press through the heels. Lift the hips. Each inhalation, we're going to lift our hips higher. For those of you who want to move deeper into the pose today, you could roll one shoulder under the back, then the other. This is optional, and either hold on to the ankles or interlace the fingers. Remember, you really want to try and come up high onto the tops of the shoulders, not just resting on the backs of the upper arms. That is going to open your chest wider. Inhale, lift the hips. One more inhalation, lift those hips high. If you're holding on to the ankles or you've interlaced the fingers, release the hands, unroll one shoulder, then the other, and then roll down slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Take your time with it. Use the abdominal when the hips are on the floor, slide one leg down the mat, then the other. Roll your legs in and out from the hips, and then just let them rest. We're gonna do some reclining twists next. I'm just gonna adjust my mat a little bit so I have some space here. For the reclining twist, the arms are out to the sides, the hands in line with the shoulders. Inhale the knees to the chest, and exhale, lower your knees to the right. Turn your head, look towards your left hand. So looking in the opposite direction, even though I'm still facing the camera. Knees to the right, head to the left. You can rest the right hand on the side of the left thigh if you'd like. This is optional. You're welcome to keep the hands on the floor. If you want to go deeper, you extend the top left leg out and hold onto the left heel with the right hand. Or you can stay here with me with both knees bent, both arms on the floor, guiding your left shoulder blade further to the ground. Inhale the knees to the chest. Exhale, drop the knees to the left. Turn the head, look towards your right. We're attempting to keep both shoulder blades flush with the floor. This time it's really the right shoulder blade that you want to make sure is flush with the ground. Your choice if you want to rest the left hand lightly on the side of the thigh to guide the legs closer to the floor, or you can pull the knees up and extend the top right leg out and hold on to the right heel with the left hand. Your decision, what feels best. Remember not to force anything. Just be gentle with yourself. Great, with both hands on the floor, both knees bent, head centered. Inhale the knees to the chest. Let's hug our shins as we roll forward and back, side to side. You can pick up your head and shoulders to roll over the floor back, giving your kidneys a gentle massage here. This is called a Ukhasan. And then we'll return to center, release our hands, and lower the feet to the floor. One final reclining twist. It's reclining eagle pose or Supta Garudasana. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. Arms are out to the sides, hands in line with the shoulders. Inhale the knees to the chest. So the knees are side by side here. If you want, you can bind the right foot behind the left calf. Optional, your choice. We're going to exhale our legs to the left, turning the head as we look towards our right hand. Head turned to the right, legs to the left. Bring your head to center. Inhale the knees to the chest. Uncross the legs, set the feet on the floor. Cross the left leg over the right. Inhale the knees to the chest. Your decision if you want to bind the left foot behind the right calf. And exhale, drop the legs to the right. Turn the head, look towards your left. So once again, your head is turned to the left, your legs are to the right, even though I'm facing the camera. And we'll bring our head to center. Inhale the knees to the chest, unwind the legs, set the feet on the floor, and you can take the arms alongside the torso. We're moving into guided relaxation next. Go ahead and turn your lights off if you want. Slide your legs down the mat. If you did have a blanket that you want to put on top of you or a pillow under your head, you can do that. If you have an eye pillow, you can place it over your eyes. Just blocking out the light. And once you're relaxed on your back, you can check your Shavasana to alignment, just making sure the legs are separated to form a letter V. The heels are at the opposite corner edges of the mat, arms away from the sides of the torso, and palms turned upwards. And before I go completely into guided relaxation, I know some people tend to leave during this time, so I just want to say a reminder, if you didn't hear at the beginning of class, we do have Express Yoga on Mondays and Thursdays, 11:15 a longer exhalation out through the nostrils. Let your awareness flow down to the toes. Wiggle your toes. Then let the feet rest. Move to the hands. Wiggle your fingers. Open wide through the palm, stretch all the way out through your fingertips. Curl the fingers in, making a soft fist. Squeeze it a few times. And release, letting your hands open again. Just noticing the natural curl of the fingers with the hands at rest. Returning the awareness to the feet, visualize the healing energy. Invite this energy to flow into your big toes. Just notice the big toes, nothing else but this small part of the body. Guide the energy to the second toe. Just noticing your second toe. And then when you're ready, in your own time, let the energy flow into the next toe and the next until eventually it reaches the smallest toe. Notice the spaces in between each of the toes. Let the healing energy slide down the backs of the toes and wash through the soles of the feet. Feel the energy as it massages the bottoms of the feet, rubbing away any cramping or fatigue that might exist in the foot. And as you continue to keep the awareness with the feet for a moment, visualize the small bones that compose the foot. Think about the spaces in between each of the small bones that make up your foot. Let the healing energy flow through these spaces in between the small bones that make up the foot. Feel the energy rise through the tops of the feet, into the ankles. Guide the healing energy up the fronts of your lower legs, feeling it rise up the shins. Let it gently wrap around the sides of the lower legs and flow into the calf muscles and the backs of the lower legs. Slowly guide the healing energy upward into your knees. Then move the energy higher, letting it flow into the fronts of your thighs. As you feel the healing energy making its way through the quadriceps, the large muscle group in the fronts of the thighs, consciously relax the quads. Feel them release and let go. Move the healing energy around the sides of the thighs and feel it flow into the hamstrings and the backs of the thighs. As this healing energy travels through the hamstrings, let any tension or any emotions that may have collected in your hamstrings ease away. Guide the healing energy upward to the hips. Feel it swirl around the outsides of the hips. Allow your hips to unwind and open. Guide the energy upward to the abdominal cavity. Soften the belly. Move the healing energy upward to the center of the chest. Once this energy has reached the center of your chest, feel it spread out across the chest like a pleasant sensation, extending all the way out to the sides of the rib cage. Allow the chest to untighten. Guide the energy upward to the tops of the shoulders. Relax your shoulders towards the floor. Feel the support of the earth beneath you. Move the energy from the tops of the shoulders upward to each side of the neck, along both sides of the neck. Let any tension, any stress contained in the sides of the neck fade away. Soften the throat. Relax the jawline. Move the energy into the face. Feel it spread out across the face, moving all of your facial muscles out to the sides. Guide the healing energy from the forehead and into the scalp. Let the energy wash throughout the entire scalp like warm water from a shower. Allow the scalp to loosen. Slowly guide the healing energy to the back of the neck. Visualize the small muscles in the back of the neck softening, letting any stress held in the back of the neck melt away. Then slowly guide the healing energy down the spine, till it's spiraling in between the spaces of each of the vertebrae that make up the spine, until eventually it reaches the base of the spine. Let this energy radiate out from the middle of the spine and flow across the middle of the back. Let it slide down into your lower back. Then guide it up across the shoulder blades. Feel the energy as it starts to course throughout the entire back, deeply massaging all of the muscles of the back, seeking out any knots that might exist within the muscles of the back, and just rubbing those knots away. Relax the shoulder blades towards the floor, guiding this energy up from the shoulder blades back to the tops of the shoulders. Let the energy flow from the tops of the shoulders into the upper arms. Allow the muscles of the upper arms to relax. Move the energy into the elbows. Sense the spaciousness in each elbow joint. Then guide the energy through the forearms, into the wrist joints, noticing the spaciousness in each wrist joint. And finally, let the healing energy flow into the hands and collect in the center of the palms. Once you feel that you're holding this energy in each hand, send it out to your fingers. Begin to notice each finger individually. As you focus on a single finger, take time to notice the knuckle joint within the individual finger, even sensing the spaciousness within the knuckle joint of the individual finger. When you're ready, let the healing energy exit out through the fingertips, removing with it any toxins or impurities from the body, leaving your entire body cleansed, deeply relaxed, and your mind at peace, yet focused, still aware for the moment, still awake, just concentrated on one point, which is your own relaxation. Let's take an active inhalation through the nose, using a longer exhalation out through the nostrils. I invite you to gently reopen the eyes. Stay relaxed and comfortable on your back. Staying lying down, we'll gently start to wiggle the toes, roll the ankles around, roll the entire leg in and out from the hips. Then let the lower half of the body rest. Move up to the hands, wiggle the fingers, then let the hands rest. Walk your heels to your sit bones with both feet flat on the floor. Raise your right arm overhead and roll to your right side. We're going to stay resting on our right side for a few slow breaths. You don't have to control the breath, just let your breath flow naturally. When you're ready, push the left palm to the floor and sit back up in your easy seat Sukhasana, the posture that you started your class with. And we'll finish with a one minute meditation on the third eye located in between your eyebrows here and slightly above. Decide on how you'd like to place the hands, palms turned down, palms opened up to the ceiling is the second option. You can add a mudra, or another option would be to form a beggar's bowl in the center of your lap with one hand placed inside the other, palms opened up to the ceiling, thumbs touching. When you're ready, close your eyes, bring your mind to the Ajna chakra, your third eye, that energy point in between the eyebrows and slightly above. During the minute of silence, if you notice that your mind wanders to other thoughts, gently return it to the third eye. And slowly returning the awareness to the room, take an active inhalation through your nose, longer exhalation out through the nostrils, and gently reopen the eyes as you gaze softly at the floor in front of you. We'll end here for the day, sealing in the benefits of today's session. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
See some of you tomorrow at 11:15.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.